What is going on, everyone? I am the YuGiOh Scrub, but you can call me Bailey. Thank you all so much. I didn't respond to many of the comments, but thank you all so much for the fantastic congratulations on me getting engaged. We've been living it up. It's been really, really exciting. The wedding planning is in the very, very early stages, but we already have a tour set up for a venue. It is moving faster than I thought it might be, but frankly, I'm kind of excited about that. Not just to get married, but also I don't know. I know because of the way it goes now, things get booked out years in advance, but being engaged for multiple years isn't really my style. I like to move a little bit faster, so hopefully we can plan something and, be getting engaged and married a little bit sooner than, 4 years from now or whatever. Probably not that long, but, 2 years. If I'm lucky, maybe 2026, but who knows. Today, we are playing with a deck that I've kind of been excited, because I've been thinking about this a little bit. It is a Chaos Necromancer deck. I had a couple different versions, one with Thunder Dragons, because Chaos Necromancer, the attack of this card is the number of monster cards in your graveyard times 300, so it's kind of like the Gren Maju, except Gren Maju is banished cards. This is monsters in your graveyard. But it's a level 1 0/0 Fiend. Because it's 0/0, not question mark, it can be special summoned with Mystic Tomato. But, like I said, I had a few different versions with, like, Thunder Dragon that was more focused on just discarding a bunch of cards to the graveyard. This one I decided to go with the fact that it's a level 1 and go with a bit more of a control, Thousand Eyes Restrict style goat control build. But instead of, like, Chaos Sorcerer being a one-of, as a second boss monster, we have two Chaos Necromancers that can just be normal summoned, can be used as a Metamorphosis target. We have a double Magical Merchant in the main deck, just so maybe we can mill a couple of those monsters and fuel up the Chaos Necromancer a little bit. Like I said, the Mystic Tomatoes, we have, of course, Sangan, along with the two Dark Mimics. I love the Dark Mimic, one with the Mystic Tomato, because if you special summon it out, then it can float into the Dark Mimic level 3, which can become a Pot of Greed. Also, Dark Mimic level 1 is a level 1 monster, so it works well with the Thousand Eyes Restrict Metamorphosis combo. I guess that's not the combo, but like to make Thousand Eyes Restrict, you guys know what I mean. Couple Magician of Faiths, the Demock, because we have the Spies, which help get the Tribute fodder, as well as just fuel up the monster count, and some defense. We kind of need it a little bit in this deck. We have Sinister Serpent and Tribe, one Tsukiyomi as a board. It's a relatively standard, but with the Chaos Necromancers. We have a creature swap to get rid of, like, pesky goat tokens, or a Mystic Tomato, Sangan, a lot of good cards. The Tsukiyomi even, our level 1s are pretty small. Trap lineup is very small. We have Mirror Force Ring, Call of the Haunted, double Scapegoat, because we have a lot of level 1s anyway, and I think 3 Scapegoats are a little bit too much. We have the third on the side, just in case we run to, like, a warrior, and, sometimes those Scapegoat tokens, it just is really, really strong to put a bunch of tokens on the field and always have it. Mind Controls for the Chaos Turbo matchup, along with Kaiku. I saw, it was a Cub video, but one of the topping decks, he was covering, like, the top 8 decks at some tournament, and they were using a Call Jinzo package. The Call was in the side, but I thought that was interesting, and you know me, I love myself some Call Jinzo, so we have a double, actually, that's what I wanted to do. Let's put in Royal Decrees. I was building this deck, and then Dueling Book disconnected on me, and I lost a good amount of progress, and then I had to figure out what I was putting in the deck again. That's what it was. It was 2 Royal Decrees, not Dust Tornadoes. But you can bring in, like, 2 Royal Decrees and a Jinzo for a heavy trap deck, a burn deck or something along those lines. Another Book of Moon, just so we can bring it in if we are bringing in the Decrees. Asura Priests work well against a control matchup if they're putting a lot of tokens on the board, as well as working well with the creature swap. I wish I could fit 2 creature swap, but it's not that important right now in this deck. There's, plenty of good targets, but not too many. I feel like 2 would be a little bit overkill. Plus, when you play 1, your opponent now is thinking, does he have the other one? So, just with the 1, it kind of works out. Double Nobleman, you guys see the deck. It's right here. You can take a look at it. It's in the link, in the description, as always. But, let me know what you want me to play in the future as I go and join the GOAT format ladder, and hope you are having a fantastic day. And if you're not having a fantastic day, make it a fantastic day, and then you can come back and watch this video. I was feeling a little spicy today. I do not drink a lot of soda. I am not a soda drinker. I'll admit I've had a decent amount of energy drinks recently, especially today, because I did not sleep too well and have a long day ahead of me. We're going to a concert, and then I'm going from the concert to the Cape for the 4th of July, which is, I'm super excited, but it does mean that I'm going to be up pretty late tonight, so I've been relying on some energy drinks just to get myself through the day. But the reason I bring it up is because I'm not really a big soda drinker, but I don't know why. I went to the store and I felt like a Diet Coke. The cut is still on, so it had to be a Diet Coke. Couldn't be a regular Coke. And admittedly, I'm drinking, I'm like, it's good. Nothing special. Opening hand is Graceful Charity, Sinister Serpent, Sangan, Zaborg, Tsukiyomi, Magician of Faith. Let's go ahead and fire off this Graceful Charity right away. Getting Heavy Storm, Pot of Greed, and BLS. Okay, so obviously we're going to discard the Sinister Serpent. And I think we'll discard... Is it Sangan? I think it's Sangan. It's like Sangan or Zaborg, but I think I'm going to do Sangan. And then we'll fire off the Pot of Greed. Getting Mirror Force and Call of the Haunted. So happy we put the Sangan in the grave. And then we will set, I think, the Magician of Faith, Mirror Force, and Call of the Haunted. We have the Magician of Faith, Tsukiyomi, oh my god, I can't speak. Magician of Faith, Tsukiyoki. Guys, my brain ain't working. Magician of Faith and Tsukiyomi combo next turn, so we can get back Pot of Greed or Graceful Charity, likely Graceful Charity, considering we have the Sinister Serpent. As well as, okay, so, well, unfortunately, he does do what I didn't want him to do, and he banishes our Magician of Faith. That's fine. I just wanted to put it on the board, because, like, if he didn't have Nobleman across out, we were going to absolutely tear through him with the Graceful Charity and Pot of Greed. But we have Call of the Haunted to bring back Sangan if he does have Heavy Storm. Mirror Force was there to protect the Magician of Faith if he just tried to run over, and we actually get through all his 3 Magician of Faiths with his own Nobleman across out. So he loses a bunch of light targets, and we still have a good amount of light targets. Because we have Zaborg, we have double Magical Merchant, and we can actually... I think what we'll do is call in the end phase, go for the Sangan. And we get Nobleman across out, but I think I'm just going to tribute for the Zaborg. We'll get back Sinister Serpent. And we're just going to tribute right for the Zaborg. Hitting a Dekoichi. Sangan will search us. I think we go Magical Merchant, because we want lights. Even though we have the Zaborg that will likely end up hitting the graveyard. And I think then we just try to swing for 24. We get 24 in, and we'll just pass our turn right there. So we have the biggest monster on the board, by far. Well, the only monster on the board, so by default it's going to be the biggest, but something that no normal summon besides Tsukiyomi is going to really be able to deal with. He MSTs the Mirror Force. So, I was going to say, if he has Tsukiyomi, then we can deal with it with a Mirror Force, but unfortunately, we just lose out. We have the Chaos Necromancer as a draw. Do we Heavy Storm here? I think we Heavy Storm here. Or we just go ahead and, well, no, we'll Heavy Storm. We can get a bunch of damage in. Ring of Destructions. So, unfortunately, it was one of the few chainables, but it is what it is. We have 2 cards engraved, so Chaos Necromancer is not very big as of yet. We will just go ahead and Nobleman across out this face down. Hitting a Magical Merchant. Okay, well, very interesting. And we'll set our own Magical Merchant and pass turn. Having lots of card advantage at the moment, lots being 2. He has Just a Dark, no light engraven. We've gotten rid of 4 of his lights already. And we draw another Chaos Necromancer. Standby, main. We'll just go ahead and flip the Magical Merchant right away. Milling Gravekeeper's Spy, Breaker, Demok, Dark Mimic, another Dark Mimic, and we get a Metamorphosis to hand. That's pretty good with the Sinister Serpent that we have. And then I think from here, the play is going to be Summon Tsukiyomi. declare, and set Magical Merchant, and just try to swing in for 11. Next, we will bring this to hand and pass turn. So we have Chaos Necromancer as a big normal summon. We have BLS, which will be is live. So I'm feeling pretty strong about this right now. He Regeki breaks, discarding Night Assailant, getting back to Koichi. Setting the Dekoichi almost certainly, and passing turn, we get Dark Mimic level 3. He has the Dark Engrave, no light. If we go ban, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 monsters. That is unfortunate. Nope, what we can do, we'll banish a light and a dark for the BLS. Banish the Dekoichi, and then, although I really want to win with the Chaos Necromancer, I don't want to show it to him, per se. So, we're just gonna attack. Well, he admitted defeat anyways. But what I was thinking, too, was that by metamorphosing the BLS, I'm putting 7 monsters in the grave, which would make Chaos Necromancer 2100. Alright, let's bring in Mind Controls, bring in Kaikus. I think Gravekeeper's Spies. Tsukiyomi doesn't seem as important. Creature Swap doesn't seem as important. Creature Swap could be good. Maybe take out... What else? Book of Moon's okay. Maybe Decrees come in. Take out Demok. Take out Spies. Take out Call if we're taking out Demok and Premature Burial. I think I like this. And we have Chaos Necromancer, Mystic Tomato, Magical Merchant, Decree, and Scapegoat. And he opens up Thunder Dragon, so he looks like he's playing a Chaos Turbo with Magical Merchant. So Thunder Dragon gets himself 2 Thunder Dragons, followed up with Graceful Charity. Discarding himself his 2 Thunder Dragons, so at least he doesn't have Sinister Serpent yet, setting 1 monster and 1 back row. So the classic T set and passing turn. I think we will go ahead, set Mystic Tomato, set Scapegoat, set Decree, pass turn. He MSTs the Scapegoat, that's fine, because Mystic Tomato would have turned it off anyways, assuming he attacks into it. Flips the Magician of Faith to get himself Graceful Charity. Nothing I could have done about that, though. I suppose I could have used Magical Merchant and Metamorphosis and taken it, but that seems a little preemptive, or Chaos Necromancer and Metamorphosis. He does get the Sinister Serpent off the draws, and Token Thanksgiving. Then Nobleman of Crossouts, the Mystic Tomato. Hopefully he doesn't have Tsukiyomi. Goes to battle, hits us for 300. That's more than okay. Setting another monster. And another back row. We get Dark Mimic level 1. I think we'll go ahead here and set the Magical Merchant and pass turn. Flips another Magician of Faith. Though we didn't get back Sinister Serpent. So that's good for us, because that Graceful Charity will not be going as plus as it possibly could have. He sets a back row and just passes turn. Okay, I'm fine with that. Let us go ahead and we'll flip the Magical Merchant. Declare. Getting Pot of Greed. So happy to see that right away. Activate Pot of Greed. Getting a Faith of Our Own and an MST. I think we'll go ahead and... do we set Magician of Faith? Or do we set Dark Mimic? We'll set the Dark Mimic first. We'll set the MST. Do I want to negate the Ring of Destruction? No, I think I'll just take 200. Puts the light in our graveyard right away. To me, that just doesn't matter at all. I'd rather kind of save the Decree as more of a secret, and he has Heavy Storm, so that's why he used Ring of Destruction. Maybe I should have read that. Nice set heavy from him. We're likely going to lose this game because he has Graceful Charity and Sinister Serpent in hand, which is exactly what he's doing. But with Mind Control, maybe we can pull our way back into this. We have one monster in grave. He has 3 lights and 2 on field. No darks. No flips either, so a Night Assailant doesn't get him anything. He discards the 3rd Magician of Faith and a Night Assailant. Okay, so he's just going to get back the Magician of Faith. And he almost certainly has a Chaos Monster. The only question is, what one is it? He sets a back row. 2 back row. And passes turn. And he Regeki breaks in the main phase, discarding Sinister Serpent, getting rid of our Dark Mimic level 1. And here, I think we just have to set the Faith. Set Mind Control just as a bluff and pass. He gets back Sinister Serpent. And he compulses our monster. That's still fine. Now he's viewing the graveyard, so he's going to summon a big Chaos Monster. Which one is he going to summon? Just a Chaos Sorc. Sorc summons fine. Changes Faith to Defense. And smacks us for 2,300. Setting a monster and a back row and passing turn. We get Mystic Tomato draw. Happy about that. We will go ahead and Mind Control the Chaos Sorc. Banish the Chaos Sorc. Summon a Mystic Tomato and try to run over a Magician of Faith. He Mirror Forces. Okay. Unfortunately, that has to be fine. But we now have 3 monsters in grave. If we get, like, a Graceful Charity, hitting Chaos Necromancer, and we'll discard a Faith. It's just a little slow at the moment. And we have 2 of them, so obviously don't necessarily need 2 Faiths in hand. He changes everything to attack and hits us for 900. Main phase 2, setting a back row and a face down monster and passing turn. We get Dark Mimic level 3, which will summon out and just try to swing over a Magician of Faith, which finally does some damage to him. And we'll just pass turn there. We know it's not a Faith because he's discarded or used all of them. No, it could be the Faith. Yep, because he got it back with the Knight Assailant. I suppose he could go for Duo. No, but he gets back Graceful Charity. But he has Sinister Serpent on the field. He still fires off the Graceful right away, though. Suppose he could be digging for BLS, but he doesn't have any darks at the moment. Discarding a token Thanksgiving, and there's a Knight Assailant getting back the Faith. So there's a Dark and a Faith in hand. So we know his hand is just Magician of Faith is all we know at the moment. But we have Metamorphosis Magician of Faith of our own. Summons Tribe Infecting Virus. Calling Fiend. Nothing else is a Fiend. We'll eat 900 plus 1600. He sets another back row and passes turn. We get Breaker. I think we need to go for... If we respect his back row, he's used the Ring of Destruction and Mirror Force. But we see Compulses. We haven't seen a Regeki break. Regeki break deals with Breaker. The thought process being I can try to attack over the tribe, then pop a back row. Or I can go for Magician of Faith set, then Metamorphosis, and make 1,000 dies restrict, but both of those just lose to Regeki break. This loses a little heavier to Sakuretsu armor. I think the Breaker play is slightly better. He Torrential Tributes. Well, that's going to be the end of my turn. So, show me the BLS. Or a Breaker, that works too. Okay. But going first this time, I feel alright about our position. I think I like the main deck still. We have Mind Control, Nobleman, Snatch Steal, Faith, Kaiku, Ring. I think we go ahead and do a kind of risky play here. I think we're going to set the Faith, set Ring of Destruction. It seems kind of silly because we have no spells to get back with Faith. Unfortunately, he just opens up with Heavy Storm. But if he sets a monster, then we can Mind Control our Nobleman and then get it back with our own Faith. Which he does not, and he compulses the monster. That's fine by me, to be honest. I think we'll summon the Kaiku and just try to attack for 18. No monsters to banish, and we'll set Decree and pass turn. We're gonna negate the... Yep, okay, so he shuffled. Negate the Jar of Greed with Royal Decree. He then Snatch steals the Kaiku. Summons Breaker. And pops. So we take a good bit of damage, but we'll gain 1,000. So we can go pretty plus if we summon the tribe, and we have Nobleman plus Mind Control. I think this is what we do. Getting rid of both spellcasters, and then just swing for 16. We get rid of his Snatch Steal, Breaker, and our Kaiku hits the grave, but that's fine. We have Nobleman for a set monster. Snatch Steal for a summoned monster. He has a Dark, no Light, and we get Chaos Necromancer as a draw. We'll go ahead and Nobleman a Crossout, hitting Magician of Faith, so we banish one of our faiths, because the other one is in hand, and we get rid of all of his. Perfect. We'll swing for 16, and set our own Magician of Faith. He has a Thunder Dragon, so he does have Light, Dark, and Grave now, but we have Snatch Steal, so that's okay. So he has double Thunder Dragon in hand and 2 unknowns, correct? Yes. We have a Dark, no Light, but we have a Set Faith. I feel like you would need Chaos Monster plus a Regeki Break. Well, here's a Chaos Monster. It's a Chaos Sorcerer. Does he attack over? And summons a tribe. So he attacks over the Tribe Infecting Virus for 700. And then tribe over the Magician of Faith. And this is not quite game. No, it is. We summon the Kaiku, Mind Control the Chaos Sorcerer, Snatch Steal, and that's just game. Alright. Does he have anything to say? Nope. Okay. Go and find, I think, one more match. If anyone wants to actually play. I do love the GOAT format ladder. One, you find some pretty funny decks sometimes, but I just am a person of ease, and I hate having to go into a Discord and look for someone. It's why hat format I don't play as much. Also, admittedly, you guys don't seem to care nearly as much. I really appreciate when you guys say you would watch anything I post, but I can tell from the numbers that most people like GOAT. Edison followed a little bit behind, which makes sense because I've been like mainly a GOAT channel, and then Edison is not my forte, so watching me play Edison is like watching a snail run a race. It is not pretty. Not that I'm the prettiest GOAT player either, but it's certainly better than my Edison gameplay. And then hat format just doesn't have the fan base the way the others do. Our opening hand is Metamorphosis, Dark Mimic level 3, Demock, Sangan, Mystic Tomato, Nobleman of Crossout. I think we will go ahead and just set the Dark Mimic level 3 and pass turn. I want to try to bait out a Nobleman of Crossout, so when we draw our Magician of Faiths or Magical Merchants, they're more likely to go off. And I don't mind Dark Mimic level 3 getting hit with a Nobleman. He activates Graceful Charity. I don't know if he was waiting for me to thumbs up. I mean, I suppose I could be running that Gravekeeper card, where you discard it when your opponent activates a card that would discard for, not cost, but discard as part of the effect. Discards MST and Solemn Judgment, setting 2 back row and a monster. And passing turn, we get Gravekeeper's Spy. I think we will go ahead and normal the Sangan. Activate Nobleman of Crossout. He Solemn Judgments it. We're just going to try to attack. It's probably a Faith. Yep, the way he was trying to protect it, but I still wanted to just get it off the board. He gets back his Graceful Charity. And we'll pass turn. Same thing, I didn't want to flip the Dark Mimic because I would love if it gets Nobleman of Crossouted. Then we can set the Spy much more safely, which would then help us summon this Dark Magician of Chaos. He activates Jar of Greed, so it looks like we're playing... I don't know. I would say Chaos Turbo, but you don't typically see Chaos Turbo running Judgments in the main like this. I think it's become a little more common, but I feel like they've been sided a lot more. He activates a Thunder Dragon that he drew off of the Jar of Greed, followed by the Graceful Charity that he added back. So, Chaos Turbo doing Chaos Turbo things. Resolving Graceful Charity multiple times and with the best discard fodder in the game. He sets a monster. And 1 back row? Yep, just 1. We get Ring of Destruction. I think here it could be a Gravekeeper's Spy of his own. So I think we'll set our own Spy and set Ring of Destruction and pass turn. It was Gravekeeper's Spy, so I'm happy we didn't go for the Sangan attack. I had that read. He Upstart Goblins after summoning a Spy, giving us 1,000 life points, and him 1 card. Setting a monster, and a back row, and just passing turn. We get a BLS draw. I think we'll flip summon Gravekeeper's Spy of our own. And we'll special summon Spy in defense. Next we will tribute a Spy and a Sangan for Demock. Target and declare the effect of Sangan. And I think we'll get ourselves the Sinister Serpent because we have Metamorphosis in hand. We'll then activate Nobleman of Crossout, hitting a Dekoichi. And then we'll try, I suppose, to attack over the face-up attack position Spy. He mirror forces. Do I use Ring of Destruction to put him down to 1200? I'm going to. Not summon a token. Yep, that goes to grave. And then we'll just pass turn, I think. Still sitting on this Dark Mimic level 3. Is it ever going to go away? Only time will tell. He has no darks in graveyard. We've done a good job keeping him off the darks so far. Summons Breaker. And attacks over Dark Mimic level 3. We'll get a draw. And take 1200 from this spy attack. We get Mystic Tomato as a draw. I think we set Serpent and we go for the Metamorphosis play. Trying to take the Breaker, which we do. And then we will try to swing over this attack position spy. And we now put him out of Premature Burial and Delinquent Duo range. Haven't seen Torrential, but they don't always main deck the Torrential. He sets a monster. Passes turn. We get Premature Burial of our own. I think we just set Mystic Tomato and pass. No point in attacking, in my opinion. We'll get back Sinister Serpent now, though, because I forgot to do that last turn. And do we just set the other Mystic Tomato? Why not? And we will finally attack over this face down. Golem Sentry. We'll take 200. Was not expecting the Golem Sentry. Golem uses its effect to set itself face down again, and he sets another monster. Passing turn, we get Book of Moon. We'll attack over the new set. It's a Sangan. He gets another Golem Sentry, and we'll set Book of Moon and pass turn. So he's playing Golem Sentry Chaos Turbo. Setting a back row. And likely the Golem Sentry. We get Call of the Haunted. Pretty powerful. We'll try to attack over that first face down. It's a Gravekeeper Spy. We'll take 400. And just pass turn. He Phoenix Wings. Discarding the Serpent. to put back our 1,000 Eyes Restrict. Now, I think Golem Sentry, yeah, it doesn't have to be face up, so he's going to be able to bounce both our Mystic Tomatoes. He might just have the game push here. Book of Moon's going to potentially come in pretty clutch. We have no lights, just darks. Yep, no problem. Thinking is okay. Jar of Greed. Setting a back row. Flipping a Golem. Bouncing a Mystic Tomato to hand. Setting that Golem. And passing turn. We get Scapegoat. I think we go for another Metamorphosis. We try to take the Golem. He Torrential Tributes. It was a Magician of Faith. We'll activate Premature to get back. Oh, he has Solemn Judgment. Alright. I think we will set... We'll set both Scapegoat and Call of the Haunted. If he has Heavy Storm, we can just chain Scapegoat and Call. Actually, we wouldn't be able to. So that was kind of a misplay. But we get Heavy Storm of our own. Standby. Let's get back Sinister Serpent. What can we do here? Anything? I think we try to summon Breaker. And attack over this Golem Sentry. And then we'll activate Call for Sangan. And we get game 1. Perfect. And opponent quit the duel. Well, frankly, I'm fine with that just because video was getting kind of long in my opinion. Not that you guys don't mind watching, but we get a couple wins there, which is awesome. The Chaos Necromancer did not do much, unfortunately. But it sat in our hand and at times was, kind of relevant. Maybe cut it down to 1. I don't know. I want to play it at 2 just because it's a Chaos Necromancer deck. Like, that's the idea behind it. But we basically were just playing goat control. But we got some match wins, which is all I care about. Not really. You guys know I don't care too much about winning. But I'm not going to re-record just so I can get a game where I summon the Chaos Necromancer. Its threat alone in our hand did enough for our opponent to feel the fear and, quit the duel. But that's it for me. Thank you all for watching. I am the YuGiOh Scrub, and goodbye.